Welcome to Troy High School, your home of Troy FC, as we kick off and get ready to kick off for this Midwest Premier League matchup. My name is Anthony Ryder. Joining me is Ryan Peeney for this matchup today. Returning as the home team today, we have Troy United coming off of a short week and a tough loss to the Thundercats just 3 nights ago, as they dropped to 1-2 on the season, looking to return to 500. The visitors today, the Michigan Jaguars, a 2-3 football club sitting 5th in the table right now, looking for 3 more points to propel them into the top of the standings. Last season, this matchup ended as a 0-0 draw in Troy's lowest scoring game of the season. However, this year that seems to be very unlikely. Both of these teams have scored a lot of goals through their first couple of matchups and have left themselves vulnerable to counterattacks and goals against them.
Yeah, Anthony, that sounds really good. I'm excited to see what Troy United can put together here. I mean, they've had a bright start to their season. They beat the ever-challenging Lansing Common in a friendly earlier this season, which was very exciting to see, and I'm just really excited to see what the starting 11 can put together out here against the Jaguars.
Yeah, last time out against the Thundercats, they put in 3 goals. Unfortunately, did concede 5, like I said. They've been playing a very aggressive style of football so far, which allows them to obviously score a lot of goals and be very dangerous on offense, but has unfortunately led them to quite a few counterattacks, which has led some goals going the other way. The Troy United FC team has allowed 10 goals through 3 games, but have scored 8, while the Jaguars have scored 8 and 5, but have allowed 14. So the Jaguars are 1-2 on the road this year, so that is a little bit of something. They don't play quite as well on the road, but of course we will see here today how this matchup plays off as the Jaguars kick off and they work their way back to the back 4.
I'll tell you what, Anthony, what I'm interested to see out here is see if this wind has any effect on ball movement. It is quite breezy, as you could probably hear through my microphone. Can't quite escape that breeze through the window here.
Yeah, it is a very windy day here in Troy. You could see during the warm-up some of the long balls going one way. They certainly traveled a bit farther than going in the other. The Jaguars maintain possession here, and Troy being quite aggressive on the press here early, and forcing the Jaguars to retreat into their own territory. As I said earlier, the other day versus the Thundercats, as we see a deep ball here. However, Troy seems to defend it very well and win possession back as they work their way back to the keeper. We see that big direct ball. However, Boy is going to retain it, work their way back. And I know that head coach Connor James said that they wanted Troy to possess a little better tonight, saying that they worked on it in training a lot, keeping the football, but it seems as though they will be playing a direct style again today, as the ref does call a foul in favor of the Jaguars, and they will have a free kick in quite a dangerous area to open up this game, just a minute 17 in.
Yeah, I mean, free kick from Vincent Stockton coming up here. I mean, not exactly where you want to be in the first, minute and a half of this game. I mean, you want to get that ball out often, out of your defensive third, into transition and then into your attacking third here. So I guess we'll see how Troy can bounce back from this kind of slower start here.
Yeah, and we'll see how the Jaguars look to attack this. They look to have a right-footed player on it, which probably means a little in-swinger into the box. I would guess going somewhere to the back post, as they do, but Troy defends it nicely, getting it out of the box and just clearing it away. Very well defended there by Troy.
Oh, yeah, cleared wonderfully there. Especially after that free kick, it was slung into the box by Stockton. Quickly gotten out there and then pushed back into the midfield area, but Jaguars pushing again.
Goes well over the bar. The wind probably having a little bit of effect on that one for sure. But I'm sure that Troy worked very heavily on special teams and on those set balls. As the other day versus the Thundercats, they conceded a couple of those just working through the middle, free kicks, and they conceded a couple of headers. So I'm sure that's something that head coach Connor James worked on this week.
Yeah, getting vertical in the box for those defenders, it's huge. I mean, free kicks tend to be pretty tough as it is, so, especially for offense, so making their lives even harder if you can get vertical there is very important.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there from the back line, giving the Jaguars the ball back. But Troy defends it really well in a 3v2 situation as they try to work their way out of the back. But the Jaguars' high press seems to be giving Troy a little bit of trouble here early, although they seem to break the press pretty well, as I believe that is number 8, Connor Henson, down the sideline, and he is going to get fouled fouled or
No,
stepped out of bounds?
Yeah, I
first.
believe he stepped out of bounds. He just kind of lost pace there.
Yeah, Jaguars throw. Header won by the back line, but number 45 for the Jaguars maintaining possession as they seem to work forward with a little bit of a through ball, but it played a little too far for number 37 Nathan Castle to get on the end of that.
Drew Swancutt played that perfectly. I mean, he came right up into the box to get that ball and make sure that the Jaguars don't have a chance there.
He did. He read that very well, stepped out with some confidence, which is exactly what you want to see from the keeper. As there's a little bit of a tussle there at the end of baseline, but Troy will retain possession, and we'll have a goal kick for Troy as they work their way at the back line.
Yeah, back to that last run there by Henson. I mean, he had great pace. It's just the Jaguars left back there just kind of beat him back to it.
Yeah,
you know?
he just had good positioning, was able to kind of get between Henson and the ball, and the ball fell out for a Jags throw-in. And the Jaguars look to be dangerous here early as they've had a majority of the attacking possessions, but this is a big one for Troy as they've been a great counter-attacking team all year. But it seems like the Jaguars did a pretty good job there, at least slowing them up for the moment. But the through ball is on to number 12, crossed in, well, almost crossed into the box there. And that's a goal for number 22, that being Salvatore Thompson, as he ties Troy United FC's record for goals scored in a career. We were talking before the game that he had a big day versus the Thundercats, 2 goals right there, and a third one in as many days for Thompson.
Absolute phenomenal play there by the Troy side. I mean, it was played in perfectly by Lafayette, and I mean, it was just him and the keeper, and he came out on top. That was incredible.
Yeah, well, good start for the Troy United FC. They're a team that, as I said, has been very good on the counterattack this year. They've been a big play offense, and they've been really good on those counterattacking situations as they win the ball back again. And they're just going to play it deep, but it seems like the strikers aren't quite going to get there as Alfonso Enrique is able to step out to that one, and the Jaguars gain possession back. Working through their back line, Troy's high press is giving them a little bit of issue. However, Troy is going to win it back, and they're going to work their way into their back four to retain possession here. Ball to the outside to captain Carter Peak as he works the ball forward, as the through ball is on again for Foster Garrett, whose speed is not quite able to get on the end of that, well defended by the Jaguars, number 44, Vincent Stockton. So Troy United will have another throw in here to work with as Foster Garrett slowly retrieves the ball and gets it over to his teammate Carter Peak. Peak will take the throw in. Again, the team captain out at left back as he gets the throw in, but it is intercepted by the Jaguars as they work their way forward. A direct ball forward, and yep, that is going to be a foul on center back. I cannot see the number at the moment, but on the Troy United center back. So the Jaguars will have a free kick, not quite as dangerous as the first time around. This one likely sitting around midfield. A smart defensive play there by Troy. You're beat. You're the last guy essentially at midfield. You don't want a straight shot at the goalkeeper, so you just have a smart foul there, and you give the Jaguars possession. But unfortunately for the Jaguars, it doesn't seem like that will turn into anything dangerous off the jump. Jaguars working their way forward now. Troy thought it was offsides, but the ref disagrees as they work their way forward. Shot on,
Ooh.
but just sneaking outside the far post.
That was dangerous there. That was dangerous there. I mean, he had good pace, and he was just bullying his way through that back line.
He was very sharply working his way through the Troy back line, but as I said, that ball sneaking just outside the near post, not quite testing goalkeeper Drew Swancutt. As Troy works their way across the back line, out to Carter Peak, as he takes a step forward and looks like it should be a foul, and the ref agrees there. Carter seems to have wanted either an advantage or talking to a teammate saying that there's not quite on the same page there. But Troy will work their way back, and around the back line we go. Up and up to number 18, that being Mateo Phillips, as he works with the outside back. Troy working their way forward, looking for options, but the Jags staying sound on their defensive principles and not letting Troy work forward too well. They're just slowly working their way around the back, just feeling out the Jaguars.
Yeah, getting that field vision, seeing upfield, see what they can do.
Yep, as they get a little bit of a dangerous ball in there, but decide to work back yet again.
Looking for an opportunity to open here on that attacking third.
Yep.
Nothing quite opening up, though. Jags are staying pretty stout on defense.
Yeah, but Troy is being quite patient. They're not forcing the ball, which is, of course, always a good thing. Although that ball might give them a little bit of trouble, but well defended and well settled. As we get a through ball here to Connor Henson.
Yeah, I think the wind definitely played it. Oh, wait.
Yeah, but a quick header there and played back for a little bit of a dangerous ball there, but handled very well by Alfonso Enrique.
I definitely think the wind played a little bit of a factor there in that through ball. It died a little bit, and it fell right in front of Connor Henson. Unfortunately, he couldn't make anything happen out of it.
Sure.
But did pop out at the end, but
a dangerous ball for sure. As another through ball for Connor Henson. But that one, unfortunately, is going to be called offsides by the goalkeeper. And I think Connor kind of knew that one before it was played. He had a good sense for it, and obviously the referee agreed. As the Jaguars work their way back forward, trying to be a little bit less patient than Troy, obviously being 1 goal down, putting a little bit of urgency on them. They will work their way forward with Joey Ikwalu, I believe is how you say it, his last name. Well, I apologize for the mispronunciation. As Troy gains possession back, and they switch the field to Carter Peak as he works his way forward looking for the ball. But a poor pass is going to turn the football over. A shot on, but not a very dangerous one for Drew Swancutt as he is going to start the next Troy possession.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't give us pronunciation guides along with.
They do not. Although a through ball there could be very dangerous for Troy. The touch around the keeper. Oh, and a diving tackle made, but Troy still on the attack, still in a very dangerous position. Well defended there by the Jaguars to even get that out, but Troy gets possession back very, very quickly, and unfortunately that is going to be offsides. You have Salvatore Thompson with another opportunity for a second goal already in this game, but well defended by the Jaguars.
Yeah, what poise there by Luke Winters. I mean, absolutely stayed focused throughout there and just played that ball out, and the ball's ending up back with the Jaguars there. That was very impressive.
Yeah, couldn't ask for much more out of that situation. Like you said, the wind having a little bit of effect. You can see the way that Troy is going. The wind's kind of killing those balls a little bit as far as, you know, the through balls and the big over-the-top ones. And it's giving Troy a little bit of an opportunity to kind of run underneath it. And, I mean, they're not overhitting it, but it's leading to the Jaguars having a little bit better chances on defense to get that ball back. As they work their way through the Troy defense, but splitting defenders there on that pass was Diego Ramirez, and Troy will get the next possession, and they will receive a throw-in, which I believe will be taken now by Connor Henson. There doesn't seem to be too many open options as he's just going to throw it as far down the field as you can. A classic option there for the throw-in, of course.
Oh, yeah. Some good contact there.
And a foul called on number 22, Salvatore Thompson. As I said, recently becoming and tying the Troy United FC goal-scoring record with that goal that he scored in, I believe, the 2nd minute of play very early on in this contest.
Getting a little physical here early, Anthony. Like to see it.
Yeah, especially after the way that Troy started their last game versus the Thundercats. They came out a little flat, came out a little slow. You could see that head coach Connor James was very, very adamant that they came out and they had a hot start. And they've come out with some really good energy, although that through ball is very, very dangerous. And a PK is going to be called. As a red card is given out immediately in this game, 12 minutes in. And Troy went from being up 1-0 to a PK opportunity for the Jags.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I agree with that one, Anthony. That one wasn't red card material. If anything, maybe a yellow, but that definitely was not red card material.
Yeah, that seems, especially this early in the game. I mean, it's a situation where the contact wasn't super brutal. He seemed to be in a good position to defend that. And I do think he clipped, I believe that is number 48 or 49, Adam Pulzek.
Yeah, nothing about that constituted anything flagrant. By any means.
The PK may be available, but the red card just seems a little excessive at this point in the game.
100%, yeah. No, by no doubt in my mind was that a PK, but I mean, red card.
But the red card, 13 minutes into the goalkeeper just.
Oh yeah, almost immediately as well. He ran over, signaled the PK, and then pulled out the red card.
No hesitation there. So the Jaguars are going to have a great opportunity to get back in this game. And you can see that Swancut is not only very frustrated with the referee, but very frustrated with himself on the sideline now, as backup goalkeeper Adam Etheridge, I believe, is looking like he's going to put the gloves on and work his way into the game.
Yeah, I don't blame Swancut for being frustrated there one bit. I mean, that, like I said, I mean, that does not warrant a red card.
And I believe Connor James is being given... Oh, did the ref take his red card back? Swancut is making his way back out onto the field.
They might have done that. They might have had
and I believe
discussion.
the referee gave him a yellow card and decided to overturn the decision. So Swancut stays in the game, but the PK is going to stand, and I think that's the right call.
That is 100% the right call. The PK was no doubt. There was contact there by Swancut, but I definitely believe that taking back that red card and turning it into yellow was the right decision.
I agree. As the PK is off, and Swancut is going to save it. Dives the right way, bobbles it a little bit, but makes the save before. The old saying in sports, ball doesn't lie.
Ball does not lie. Talk about a comeback there by Swancut.
Yeah.
Almost kicked out of the game, brought back.
To make a PK save.
Amazing PK save there.
And
incredible.
Troy works their way forward. The through ball looks to be on. However, Troy decides against it for the moment. They will keep possession and pass back out to Connor Henson, excuse me. Little bit of a miscommunication there, but Troy figures it out as the ball goes out to Carson Pete and works his way inside, looking for that big ball, and the big ball is on.
No one there.
A little bit of a miscommunication. I believe that was Mateo Phillips expecting Connor Henson to make the run and vice versa from the other side. But that ball being dangerous in, the goalkeeper gets rid of it, and Troy's going to win it back for the moment. Although the Jaguars poke it away and they look for the counterattack. Some physical play in the middle, but number 11 for the Jaguars, Justin Castle, doing a very good job maneuvering the field and working for a dangerous situation. And the shot away, but Swancut makes the save.
Strong shot there by Stockton, but just not the right angle. Really not the right angle. You don't see as much of that goal from that right side. So
poor angle, especially to the near post, the post that the keeper's already on. It's not a goal that you typically see going in, but a strong shot and maybe building a little bit of momentum for the attack as the through ball is on again for Troy, but Thompson is not going to quite get there as Winters plays it back to Enrique. Enrique plays the ball out, but it is not going to connect with his right outside back. That is going to be a Troy throw-in. We saw during the pregame some of these warm-ups and some of the drills that they were running earlier had Enrique putting the ball out towards midfield, and the wind seemed to be affecting him a lot, putting a lot of the balls out of play, putting even a couple into the stands, bouncing out of the track. And we saw the wind right there affect another one.
Well, depending on the angles, I imagine. I mean, anything you put in the air is going to be affected pretty strongly by this wind. I mean, provided you have the opportunity, I'd say Troy ought to put in some more threaded balls on the ground that move quick.
As Troy looks to be dangerous here with the through ball, although the touch a little bit too large. Troy wanting some contact and wanting a foul, but neither side will get one after two tough tackles, and Troy will get the throw-in as Connor Henson gets the ball, looking to put it in play, just putting it down the line with no great options, while Joey Iquanlo puts the ball out of play for a Troy United throw.
As mentioned earlier, they do not give us pronunciation guides, so do not fault us for any pronunciation. We are trying our best.
We're doing the best that we can. The throw in here from Connor Henson, a deep one. Looks like it might connect, but unfortunately for Troy, the Jaguars will get on it, and the counterattack is on with a good cut there. They work their way upfield, but Troy doing a good job getting behind the ball, forcing everything back even. And now they have numbers behind the ball to stop that counter. The through ball not quite working there, going off the head of, I believe, that was Brandon Storis. As the Jaguars will throw the ball in, and Troy will deal with it defensively really well. Ball back to Swanka, but men on. And I think the Jaguars clipped that. I don't think Swanka got it out quite as cleanly as he would have liked, but it will go out for a Troy United FC throw.
Risky play there. I mean,
very risky. If you're going to do that, you're going to have to get it out a little quicker than that.
That attacker was coming in quick, so you got to get that ball out there
and I don't think Swanka quite saw it as well as maybe his center backs were hoping. Foster Garrett with a touch to work around, but touch a little too big and taken away by the Jaguars. but a poor pass leads back to a Troy possession as they work their way upfield. 3-on-4 through the attack. The through ball working, however, with a physical push in the back. It's a physical play. Troy actually is going to keep it. Whip one in the box.
No one there.
Foster Garrett not quite able to get on the end of it to score, but is able to keep it in bounds. Works his way back.
Great physical play by Mateo Phillips, though. I mean, he was
great physical
bodying
play.
The defender off there, not to the point to where you're called
for a
foul called,
but obviously winning the ball back and having a very dangerous opportunity for Troy there. As the Jaguars work their way through with the through ball, but well defended there by Troy, learning from their mistakes a little bit ago, not allowing a free run on the goalkeeper as the header goes back, and Enrique will hold on to the ball.
Whipping crosses in there like that, I'm sure it builds confidence and builds morale. You know, you're getting down there to that attacking third. You're giving yourself chances. And,
absolutely. That's
exactly what Troy United's trying to do here right now. They're trying to give themselves, you know, obviously you come out pretty quick with that first goal, but trying to keep that momentum going by whipping some crosses into the boxes and putting some shots on net. Yeah,
the more chances you can get, obviously, the more chances for goals, but the more confidence it builds. That ball is read very nicely by Connor Peak, and Troy gets possession back. But as you were saying, it's just the more you can get the ball in the box, the more opportunities you can have, the more confidence that builds for your strikers. And as we saw, just one opportunity can lead to a 1-0 goal, and that is, as of right now, the difference in this game. As the Jaguars look to be aggressive to win this ball back, some physical play there by Justin Castle. And he's going to get a Jaguar throw for it. His effort will be rewarded. And the Jaguars will look to quickly throw this ball in, as Jaguars are on a dangerous attack. Ball in the box, but well cleared there by Carter Peak as he gets the ball out of a very, very dangerous situation.
Great play there by the Jaguars. That throw-in was placed perfectly. It's like a great lob through ball, but at the end of the day, even better defense.
A shot on, but well outside. Not any danger there.
No challenge for Swancut there. He was
ready
to take that ball to the line and kick it away.
Well read by the goalkeeper. As they play it out to Peak. Peak back to the center backs. As they work their way back to Swancut. And he's going to play a big ball through, and it's going to find its way through to Mateo Phillips. Mateo Phillips working his way up through the 40. Foster Garrett wanted a through ball, but was unfortunately offsides, as Troy remains possessive on the 50-yard line. That through ball now going to Connor Henson as he takes a touch backwards in the physical play.
Ooh.
Will force the ball out, and Connor Henson looks like he's down on the play. No foul called, I believe, but I believe there's a stoppage for injury.
Yeah, that was pretty physical. Looked like he got twisted up a little bit there in that encounter.
Like either his knee or ankle got twisted up a little bit. He was down on the ground limping ever so slightly.
Looks just a little bit like a little bit of a stinger. Just got to walk it off a little bit.
And keep it moving. Keep the joints moving, and
get the blood flow back to that area,
and you'll be all right. But I'm certainly hurting Connor Henson at the moment. But he will work his way back forward and look to join the Troy attack, as Troy remains in possession. As the ball works its way back to Swancut, out to Sawyer. Sawyer out to Peak. Peak taking a touch backwards and finding the ball back to Swancut. He looks for that big ball. A little bit of hesitation, and maybe well warranted, but the ball working in Troy's favor at the moment. Out to Sawyer.
For a second there, it was Diego Ramirez's his ambitions kind of got the best of him. He pushed the defender to the ground there and ran right by the ball.
Yeah.
And now it's Troy United's possession. So slight mistake there on Diego Ramirez's part.
Love the willingness to be physical, but you can't score without the ball. So you'd probably want to keep that.
Yeah,
Sawyer
I gotta remember
back
that one.
To Swancut. Swancut out to Nino. As the Jaguars gain possession back here, they're going to look for that through ball over the top of Connor Henson, but it does fall out of bounds. Again, I think slightly affected by that wind that we've been talking about, really affecting a lot of the through balls, especially those played through the air.
Oh, yeah, definitely on Troy United's defensive side. Seems to be pushing them a little more. And then on the Jaguars' defensive side, it's slowing those balls down a lot.
Yeah, as Sawyer plays that ball out of bounds, potentially looking there for Foster Garrett, but that ball just that's one of those balls that you just get out of the box.
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
mess with
Yeah.
it. You don't, take your time to place it. You just hit it and hope, and if it goes out, it goes out. If it gets to your guy.
Regardless, that's a clearance, and you're out of danger for now.
Exactly. As Troy works their way back up after an aggressive tackle.
Almost took someone's head off
And
there
a
on the bench.
deflection is going to be a dangerous one to the head of some of the bench players there for Troy. Or they will leave the ball for Connor Peak for him to take this throw in. He's looking, directing traffic just a little bit. And the Jags do a nice job getting around their defender, but that ball being played up and out of harm's way. Jaguars will have the throw back at the 30-yard line, although took it a little bit further up. Good defensive work there by Troy. The through ball to Salvatore Thompson, not quite able to connect.
Too much mustard there.
Too much mustard there, as the Jaguars will get their throw back. Possession starting in their own half, but the ball being thrown forward. A nice little flick on is going to give the Jaguars a very, very dangerous opportunity as the through ball is played, but Carson Peak is going to potentially get that ball out. A nice little touch. Probably should have just got it out of there at the beginning.
Held onto that ball way too long
but
there.
It worked out for Troy's. Mateo Phillips now has the ball on the sideline, playing through the middle. As the through ball is on to Salvatore, but the goalkeeper, Alfonso Enrique, will play it away for the Jaguars, giving Troy a throw in a very dangerous area, but that through ball potentially...
Ooh. Good move there by Mateo Phillips.
Very good move there. Ball out to Connor Henson, back to Phillips. Phillips works his way back and plays it back to Nino as center back. Nino looks forward but doesn't see anything he likes, so pushes it over to Sawyer, just moving it around the back line, trying to find that opening. Through ball played, but nobody came back to it. Again, a little miscommunication there for Troy as the Jaguars get a dangerous opportunity now as they cut across, play to the outside. That ball played a little too far, so that I believe that is Vincent Stockton could not quite catch it in stride, but he does catch up to it inbounds. Stockton looking to play through, but not finding anything until the little pass as that ball is deflected out by Troy. But the Jaguars regain possession. Stockton again on the outside, on the boundary. This time going to take Carson Peak one-on-one for the cross in, but that ball deflected away, I believe, by Simon Sawyer, and that ball goes out to Connor Henson, worked up to Mateo Phillips, and now Troy is on the counterattack, playing across to Garrett Phillips as Garrett Phillips waits for the ball, takes a touch down, but works his way back. Another through ball through to Connor Henson, but not quite enough air on it to get past the defenders. Troy is going to try to poke this one away, but it will fall to the Jaguars as they work their way forward with a big through ball. Sawyer calls it offsides, but we will never know as the ball gets to Swancut in time.
Looked pretty close, but it wasn't a problem for Swancut.
Right,
so.
Exactly. Nino with the ball now, looking to work forward. His attacker's looking for that through ball, but he decides to play it up and gets it back right away. Nino over to Sawyer. Over to Peak. Just feeling out the Jaguars back line, seeing if they can find any through balls. As Sawyer has the ball now, looking for that through ball. Plays a little one, however, splits the difference between Garrett Foster and Carson Peak, and will give Jaguars the possession back. They work their way through, but unfortunately not able to quite find their way. The big ball through, but again falling right to Swancut. Danger-free, essentially. Ball out to Nino as he works his way forward, looking potentially for that big ball. Up to Henson. Henson back to Sawyer. Sawyer again making quite a deep run for a center back. But that ball eventually falling out of play in favor of the Jaguars.
Looks like they weren't on the same page there. Phillips forgot to run with that through ball. Not quite, unfortunately.
Dangerous ball there, dangerous cutback by the Jaguars center back, but it works in their favor for the moment, puts his goalie in not the best situation. I'm sure he'll hear about that one when the ball is away from danger. Back to Swancut, out to Nino.
Talk about some verticality there in the box. He had some verticality in the midfield. I was able to get that ball out of danger and get it back to Swancut and then back into play. Troy United's defense so far has been absolutely stellar, but let's see if they can keep up that momentum on offense.
Enrique able to get to that ball. He will play it out to Winters at the center back position. Winters looks to get it out to Joey. We'll just call him Joey for now because, again, the pronunciation guide is tough. Joey's much easier.
Yeah, it sounds like they need to fire that pronunciation guy over here, whoever's in charge of getting the pronunciations.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't quite get those today. Another big ball looked for, but Swancut looks like he will get there in time. He's just going to hold on to it, not let that thing roll out of bounds, and he's going to reset play for Troy United. 28 minutes into this game, fireworks early, but as of recent 10, 15-ish minutes, haven't seen too many opportunities for either side as the ball has stayed in play quite well. But this ball potentially dangerous.
I'm thinking in the long run, this might be a war of attrition over here between Troy United and the Jaguars.
Yeah, both teams seem to be trying to turn this thing into a track meet over a soccer match, just up and down the field over and over. And while it's working for Troy's favor so far, as that ball is worked in dangerously, the through ball there. However, it seems as though Brandon Storis did not quite have the best footing for that one. Tripped a little bit on the way to the ball, and they were able to get it away.
I have a feeling if Troy United was able to time up some of those through balls a little better, with trying to keep their man on sides, I mean, we might have another goal on this board here.
We might have 1 or 2 more goals just based on the amount of opportunities that they've had so far. The Jaguars having, I believe, 2 shots on goal so far, but both of them kind of being from outside the box, poor angles, not quite as dangerous. The PK, of course, being very dangerous, but well handled by Swancut.
Oh, yeah.
After he came back in.
Incredible bounce back there by Swancut. I mean, I'm still blown
Absolutely.
away. Keeping his mental composure, able to, come back into the game and just shine when it counts.
Yeah, and after an offsides call there by the Jaguars, Troy will get possession back. That ball floating a little bit more, but a nice flick on to Connor Henson. He's going to work his way through. It's a 2v3 on the back line, and he's just going to hit it.
Oh.
But well defended.
Great touch.
And
Great
well
touch there,
goal
man.
Kept
By Mateo Phillips, just poked it out there with his head and gave him, Connor
Absolutely.
Henson, the right opportunity.
But unfortunately, Alfonso Enrique is going to play the ball out of bounds, and Troy will get another opportunity in the Jags territory. But a nice, aggressive tackle there gets the ball up. And now Troy's in a 3v3 situation. 1 man off sides, but number 11, that being Justin Castle, working his way forward, gets the football back, poked through, and just sneaking outside that far post.
Just outside.
But, I mean, despite him not finishing that, what a great run
Oh,
there.
yeah, that was an
by
opportunity.
Justin Castle.
He's gonna want that one back.
And he's had a couple opportunities like that where, he's just shown quickness, shown the ability to be aggressive, work through defenders, and getting a nice shot off there. Definitely.
Not sure if you're gonna get a better opportunity than that.
No, I would
Troy
say
United,
that's
the way Troy United
probably-
defense has been playing, I mean, they've been pretty locked down, so Cassell's going to have to work a lot harder to get opportunities like that.
Yeah, probably the Jaguars' best opportunity in play, but unfortunately falls just outside. The through ball on again to Foster Garrett, but the referee's going to call offsides. Troy United disagreeing, but of course the Michigan Jaguars sighing a sigh of relief there as he looked to be one-on-one with the goalkeeper again, potentially to make it 2. Foster Garrett having an assist in the last game versus the Thundercats here at home. He's a player that came off the bench last week, but made an impact, had an assist. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough, but certainly had a positive impact there on the offense.
Oh.
Ooh, and a big tackle there, and whether you agree or not with that call, that's a call that the referee is going to give every single time. And again, a very dangerous spot for a free kick.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially off ball. I mean, you're going to call that every single time. And, an attacking third, I mean, obviously you don't want to give up any free kicks or anything, but
Absolutely.
I guess we'll have to see if Cassell can make anything happen from this.
And it seemed like Nino, the defender there, disagreed. But again, when the attacker goes down in your own third right outside the box,
Yeah, never a good look there.
the referee's likely going to give the free kick 9 times out of 10. As that ball is whipped in, but Swanka making a very strong save in front of net.
Didn't have to work too hard for that one. That one came right at him.
Effortlessly, as Castle tried to sneak that into the near post, and Swanka had that all covered up. The Jaguars working their way, but Troy winning that ball back. Just a big clearance, trying to get numbers back behind the ball. Good play there by Peak. Under pressure, just get that ball up and away, reset, recycle, and have your guys get back behind the ball. Jaguars with possession now. An attempted turn by the Jaguars, but well defended there by John Nino. Jaguars working their way back out with a good play from Alfonso Enrique. Out to Joey. down the line, but unfortunately cannot find that being number 45, that being Ryota Nakajima. But the ball goes back in for Troy, and they work their way back across. Sawyer out to Peak. Peak looking for Garrett, but unfortunately going to play that one out. And that's one of those that, as a defender, you always want back.
Oh, yeah. Unforced error. I mean, it's always difficult when you can put that ball into a good place, give it to one of your guys, but just ends up out of bounds, and, you know, that's something you can't do.
Yeah, Peak making up for his mistake there, jumping that pass and getting it back for his teammates. But, I mean, as an outside back myself, I can tell you that some of those balls just on the sideline, you overthink it, you try to overcorrect it, and the ball just doesn't come off your foot right, and every single time it's just a disappointing feeling. Knowing that you could have worked your way forward, but unfortunately gave away possession. However, Troy with the ball back. A little bit of a ill-advised pass, I would say, with 4 Jaguars in between your players. Not quite the situation you'd want to make that through ball pass, but the Jaguars doing a good job defending it as Diego Ramirez works his way forward with the through ball. Well defended so far by Carson Peak, putting the man on his back, shielding really well. And unless there was a touch, and it looks like there was, Connor Peak disagrees, but the referee says corner kick for the Jaguars.
Yeah, I wasn't right there, but it looked a little bit like he might have had a little touch on that. But overall, well defended. I mean, he put his body between him and the attacking man from Jaguars, and was able to get that ball out of bounds.
Yeah, from up here, it didn't look like there was any drastic ball movement, but again, all it takes is a little bit of a clip and that physicality.
Oh yeah,
does a good job.
There's that verticality in the box that we're talking about.
Swancut doing a phenomenal job getting that ball for Troy. He's going to take his time to get it out. Not seeing anything he likes, so the big ball is in play. He's just going to play it up for Mateo Phillips, who's going to use his body and some physicality to ward off the defender. Makes a nice little move, but unfortunately is going to get caught up on his feet and played out of bounds. Jaguars throw now as Joey Equanilo is going to take the throw. I have time to say it now because he's holding the ball. I can read it a little better.
Take your time, look at the words.
But it looks like number 48 is going to be coming out, that being Adam Plushik.
So we got Braden Storos coming off.
And the Jaguars will make a couple of substitutions up top. Looks like 1 or 2 of their forwards have come out in...
Nathan Casal was one of the guys who popped off there for the Jaguars.
Yes.
It's kind of hard. My eyesight isn't the best here, so I'm trying to help Anthony out a little bit. But, man, their numbers are pretty dang small.
Hard to tell, but the referee seems to be making Mateo Phillips go to the sideline for something. I'm not sure. I don't believe he's being subbed out. Likely a little bit of blood on the elbow is what I would guess.
Yeah.
A little bit of an equipment stoppage time here. Make sure that no blood gets on the uniform and put a Band-Aid on it and get back out there.
Yeah, just rub some dirt on it, you know.
So it seems like Nino Shembri is going to come in as left wing for the Jaguars. And
also, it does look like Mateo Phillips may be being subbed off here. There's a
little situation.
Yeah, he came off trying to get the number on him real quick. But, yeah, Mateo Phillips is off, possibly for injury, you know, Band-Aid, whatever, just getting something sorted out.
Which is certainly a loss for this Troy team because Mateo Phillips has been a great engine for this offense, giving some opportunities. And I believe that is number 7 coming on being Tyler Philpott, as he comes in to relieve Phillips at least momentarily. And I know that the coaching staff was excited to get him a little bit of playing time. Unable to be here for the last couple, but a player that I know that Connor James was very excited to see, as well as some of the other members of the organization.
Good to see him back out here on the pitch.
Yep, and that ball going out for a Troy throw. The through ball not quite working for them there. And Mateo Phillips still being worked on the sideline. Doesn't seem to be in too much pain, but it's one of those things that you can't play if you don't have the Band-Aid. If, you know, anything got on the jersey, you got to clean it off, and that might take a little bit of time. So head coach Connor James.
Pretty big Band-Aid. He's been over there for about 5 minutes.
Yeah. The Jaguars in a dangerous opportunity here as Castle again being dangerous. The ball on goal. Best opportunity of the day. The Jaguars mounting another attack. but well defended by Drew Swancut there.
Yeah, great opportunity for the Jaguars there. Just Nakajima just could not put it in the back of the net.
Really strong goalkeeping there. Swankut's been great so far. I know he had the mistake earlier of giving away the PK and the yellow card, but ever since then he has been flawless so far. As Troy looks for that big over-the-top ball, the wind kind of holding it up, but Foster Garrett on the end of it. Another through ball to Salvatore Thompson as he works his way through, pokes it on goal, but a well-defended shot there from the goalkeeper, Alfonso Enrique. Had Salvatore Thompson converted that, he would have been the sole record holder for career goals here at Troy United.
Absolute laser beam off the
A good shot, but again,
there, yeah.
like we talked about with the Jaguars, just not the ideal angle near post with the keeper on it. Probably won't sneak through, but you always got to test the keeper just in case.
Well, if you can't get that angle, at least you can do is put a little mustard on it. I mean, that was an absolute rocket.
And Salvatore did just that. Some physical play there as the Jaguars retain possession. They work their way through as Castle, ever so dangerous, gets the ball back again, works his way through the defense, but not going to be able to get on the end of that. Swanka making a very strong decision to work his way back out, and Swanka will restart the Troy United attack.
Castle's just been able to find those holes to that back line there. It's really impressive seeing him play.
He's seeing the game really well. He's feeling the defenders as Troy gets pickpocketed, but going to be bailed out a little bit by the referee, as it looks like, I believe that is Adrian Reynolds from the midfield, a little bit frustrated with himself, but the referee calls a foul on that one to avoid disaster.
Yeah. Looked like there may have been another chance for another, oh, maybe that is the same one. Yeah, I believe it was Nakajima. Got a little too much body there on in the eyes of the ref, and
the
just
one called for the foul.
Yeah, you're not getting away with that if you put that much elbow into someone.
Yeah, it's certainly a physical play that will likely get called more times than not. The through ball on for Salvatore Thompson again, but this time looks like it will be well defended by the Michigan Jaguars. That ball is worked up, settled quite nicely actually by, I believe that is Syed Janoun? But the Jaguars work their way forward and maintain possession. And some physical play back to Carson Peak, back to Swanka, and Swanka's just going to get that thing out of there. Giving possession back, but 50 yards away from goal is certainly better than risking it inside your own box. Troy being aggressive here on the press, looking to win it back quickly, but the quick passing there by the Michigan Jaguars will have them at a dangerous opportunity. Connor Henson thinks it should be a goal kick, and the referee agrees.
Side judge agrees.
Yeah. The Jaguars disagree for sure, but one of those plays, a great hustle play there from Henson, and he's going to, again, help Troy United avoid a very dangerous situation as the Jaguars had a man who was just working his way downfield towards goal.
Definitely noticing the trend of physicality throughout this game here. Love to see it.
Absolutely. Ooh, an ill-advised pass gets picked away by the Jaguars. They work their way back. A 3-on-4, 4-on-4 back to the Jaguars, across to the newly substituted in, that being Nino Shembri. But the ball, unfortunately, being played just a little too far forward, and Shembri not able to get on the end of that before going out of bounds.
That was a good opportunity for Jaguars. Just could not, too much on the foot.
And that's kind of been the story of this first half. Some great opportunities, the PK, a couple shots on goal, but not being able to convert, whether it be just a through ball being played a little bit too hard or a little bit too softly, being picked a little bit towards the end of the play, and the Jaguars remain scoreless throughout this first half. But both teams having great opportunities as the ball is played in, but again, intercepted by the Jaguars, but possession not kept. As newly substitute player Tyler Philpott has an impact, but unfortunately doesn't quite get the through ball he was looking for. Ball worked outside. Great win there by Carson Peak. And the ball bounces back and forth. Garrett Foster looking to get on the end of it, but a touch unable to do so. A physical play going out of bounds, and the throw will go to the Michigan Jaguars.
Almost a half here. Great game so far. Both teams really wanting to come out on top of this one.
And the referee actually is going to call a free kick here Felt like the tackle by Garrett was a little bit too physical, but the Jaguars are going to look to play this one through. One-on-one opportunity on the backside, but well defended there by Connor Henson. As Troy works their way back. Uh-oh, dangerous pass there. Connor Henson looking to shield the defender, unable to do so. However, I believe that as John Nino works his way back to defend. Poor ball out. And Troy is in recovery mode right now, looking to get as many bodies behind the ball as possible. Shot on, but sneaking outside that near post.
Dangerous situation there for a little bit.
Poor
clearance, and they almost paid for it.
And now it looks like the Michigan Jaguars are going to have a corner that they're going to not quite play so quickly. They were looking like they might play that in play very quick, but
get it right in play there.
But well defended there by Carson Peak. Saw it early, and the Jaguars decided to change plans. As this ball will be whipped in right around the PK spot, flick on, and the Jaguars will keep it in play. Not quite able to put it on net, but able to keep it in for more dangerous opportunities. And Troy is just going to clear that one out of there, not take any chances, recover as a group, and they're going to look to get as many people behind the ball as possible to close out these next 1 minute and a little bit of stoppage time.
Oh, yeah, good move there by Troy. I mean, just clear that ball out, let the clock run down a little bit.
At this point, the clock is on your side. You have 1 minute left in play, plus maybe 2 to 3 minutes of stoppage time. The best thing you can do here is just go into halftime 1-0, take your lead, take all the good things you've been doing, and not allow the counterattack. However, a dangerous ball here is going to be played out for a goal kick. I would imagine Swanka takes his time getting this one up to the line and getting it away, as he's going to direct traffic, telling his center backs to step up. He plays it out to Nino. Nino's going to play a direct ball through to Foster Garrett, who takes a touch into the air, looks to keep it, and is able to do so as he plays back. Another through ball there, looking for the attack, but unfortunately unable to connect there with Tyler Philpott.
Yeah, that one ball went out there. Let's give Troy a late shot here in the attacking third.
Connor Henson looking to take the throw, but not going very direct, playing it back to his center backs, who give a not so easy ball to recover. However, they are going to work their way through. Shot on, but getting, I would say, a sizable margin over the goal there.
I would say, Anthony, that was a very low percentage look.
Yes, that was probably not the best shot opportunity, but every shot is at least somewhat of a good shot.
Yeah, counts as a shot on the stat sheet.
That's right. Test the keeper, make sure he's awake, and if we were playing football, that would have been good for 3. A interesting touch there by Sawyer, but the ball played out well by Swancut. Just kind of that awkward ball, not quite high enough for your head, but not quite low enough for your chest. And Sawyer played it about as well as he could have with a little flick back to Sawyer, and Sawyer getting that away from danger. The Jaguars seemingly taking their time as the clock counts down. We are in the first minute of stoppage time, about to be into the second. A deep throw in is read well by Sawyer and headed away. And a clearance there by Troy should hopefully send them to half here any moment.
I did not catch how much added time there was, but ref is not quite ready to send them into halftime
Checked his watch a few times, but said we have a few more seconds here to play. So potentially into the 47th minute of this half as Swancut just gets it out. Garrett lets it roll past, but it is going to go to the Jaguars. The Jaguars looking for a dangerous opportunity. That turn is definitely going to be called for a foul. A dangerous opportunity for the Jaguars here to end the half. And I would imagine this is likely going to be the last opportunity for the Jaguars in this first half. And we'll see if they can put it on goal, see if they can capitalize off of it. A dangerous challenge there by Troy, putting themselves in a dangerous defensive situation. Like you said, they've been solid all day as the Jaguars are going to play it quick, looking to whip it in. Punched away by Swanka and cleared away well by the Troy defenders. And the referee says, let's play 1 more minute at least. Ball flipped in again, but headed away by the Troy defense. And there we have it. Stoppage time has come to a close. Our first half has ended, and the Troy United FC Football Club will go in to half with a 1-0 lead. A lot of dangerous opportunities for both sides, but what did you see from both teams?
I mean, it was a great first half. I mean, really physical, fun to watch. I'm thinking Jaguars are going to regroup here at halftime and just try to figure out, hey, how can we break this Troy United defense?
Yeah,
I
as
mean,
oh,
they've
God.
been stout. They've been stout. Troy Knight's defense has been stout. Swan Cut has been particularly spectacular. And seeing him bounce back after that little mix-up with the red card is really good to see.
Yeah, as the half went on, the Jaguars got more and more dangerous. They had a lot of opportunities. Troy, of course, having that early goal, having a couple more shots on goal. I would expect a bit more action here in the second half, but until then, I'm Anthony Ryder. This is my partner, Ryan Peeney, and we will see you in the second half.